So, just starting off, Christian, I heard that you did a virtual visit recently with a military vet who won the USAA Salute to Service sweepstakes. So I heard you're going to be tweeting out an image, but how was that visit? And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Anytime I get a partner with USA, I jump to it. They always have something cool planned. So this was special. We got to present Jonathan, who was a former Marine, who actually was stationed in North Carolina for a while with one of the grand prize sweepstakes for the Salute to Service. And, like I said, it's fun doing stuff like that. It's fun giving away tickets or prizes, but also got to sit down and talk with them for a long time. And that's something that I enjoy doing. It's always fun for me just to pick their brains, kind of see what their mindset's like, and just have fun chatting it up.
So before we dive into the Panthers and your career, we saw some big news from your little brother, Luke. He transferred to Louisville, right?
Yep.
Okay. And so Luke I saw a top 5 dual threat recruit out of high school, but be honest, how good can he actually be?
I think he can be extremely good. I think he has all the tools that you want in a quarterback, especially in adapting offenses nowadays. He's athletic as hell. He's fast. He can throw it, and he's smart. And I think the biggest thing for him and why I think he's going to be successful is just his work ethic and how much time he puts into the game. I actually got a chance to stay with him for a couple weeks over the last few weeks, and I wake up, he's up watching film. He's watching, Brett Favre interviews and different quarterback interviews, trying to really learn the game. And so I think he's going to be successful because of that.
Speaking of quarterbacks, I'm always curious, do athletes actually pay attention to mock drafts? I know a lot of people are trying to find rookie quarterbacks going to Carolina, but do you guys actually pay attention to mock drafts?
No, not at all. Definitely not something that I pay attention to. I just kind of, whoever's on our roster, that's who we're rolling with. Right now, Teddy's our quarterback, and I think Teddy can play, and he's a hell of a quarterback. So for us, that's really what we're rolling with right now. We don't make those decisions, and I'm not in charge of draft boards or free agency or anything like that. For me, just focus on one day at a time, doing the best I can to go out there and perform for my teammates and coaches.
Looking back at the 2020 season, it felt like you were pushing to get back to play in December, but you guys were out of the playoff race and we didn't see you on the field. But what ultimately was that situation like for you, and how healthy were you at the end of the year?
Well, if I could have played, I would have. And obviously last year was such a tough year for me personally. Something that I've never experienced before. So I think at the end of the day, you can look at those as negatives or positives. And I took so much from it that I know is going to make me better in the long run. So I'm just looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to starting something new and kind of putting that behind me, locking it, throwing it away, and moving on.
Yeah. Going into this offseason, are you doing any rehab, or is it full go training to get ready for 2021?
Well, I'm healthy now, so it's full go training.
Full go? Okay. Does it feel, and it feels okay for you?
Yeah, I feel great. Yeah, I wouldn't be going full go if it didn't. So I definitely feel good, and I'm back ready to go.
Yeah. We've seen how fast teams like the Dolphins and the Cardinals were able to go from picking in the top 10 to being playoff contenders over the past year. And heck, the Bucs went from 7-9 to Super Bowl champs. Obviously, they made a different, offseason moves. But what do you think they proved in terms of how fast of a turnaround you can have in this league?
Yeah, I think, as much as people like to think it's a draft pick here, a free agent signing there, I think it's a collective change. And, it's the biggest team sport in the world. And I think, in order to make those changes from, losing to winning, it's got to be a collective buy-in from everybody. And I think that's what makes football so special is that, obviously you'd love to think that, we got our guy, or we got this rush end or this receiver, now we're going to be good. It's way more complicated than that. And so part of what I've realized taking a step back from the game and having to watch is just that it really is the biggest team sport. You need your best players to play at the best of their ability, and you need your role players to play at the best of their ability, and there can't be any drop-offs. So that's something that makes the NFL so special. It's why they call it Any Given Sunday. I think it's more important to have the right guys in the locker room than it is the right players, so to say. Obviously, you need the guys who are talented, but you also need guys who are selfless, who are willing to buy in for the greater good of the team. And I think that's what makes football so fun.
Yeah. I know you weren't able to play, obviously, a little bit last season, but when it comes to the Panthers, is that the model that you think they can emulate, what we were just talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. I think from top down, we got the right people who are making the decisions. And I think when you talk about Coach Rule and you look at his past and his history of what he's done changing teams around, right there with it. And there's no shock why. It's less about, well, we got this guy now, and more about everybody coming together as one and finding ways to win. Like I said, as I don't call it bad, but as bad of a season we had, we're right there in almost every game. And it's the difference between winning and losing is just a little bit. So we can figure out those ways to turn the corner. We're right there.
Drew Brees could no longer obviously be the quarterback in New Orleans. Atlanta's in a transition with a new head coach. Obviously, the Bucs are defending champs. Do you believe you guys can be a threat in the South, given two teams may be going through real transitions at quarterback next year?
Yeah, I think with those guys, we can be a threat in the South. Like I said, it's really any given Sunday. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who we're playing against, who the quarterback is, or this and that. Like I said, it's such a team game, and we can find ways to win every single game if we execute, we limit our mistakes and continue to make plays, and that's just it. We don't want to be known as, if they leave, do you think you have a shot? We believe we can have a shot no matter what. So that's something that Coach Rule has engraved in our brains, and something also that the leaders of our team have bought into.
I know we've talked a lot about quarterbacks, but what's been your perspective on the carousel of how much change we've been seeing and what we could see? Have you ever seen an offseason like this?
Oh, man, I try not to focus on it. I think obviously it's fun for the fans, and it's cool to see, different guys get opportunities, different places. But like I said, for me, right now I'm laser focused, staying in my lane and making sure that our guys are going to be ready to go come Sunday.